Hello guys, and welcome back to episode 2. Well, yes. Not episode 2 on my channel, but episode 2 of this, of Law & Order Legacies. Last time we played this, we did, with the set, ooh, I almost got 3 stars in that. I'm pretty proud of myself. We did episode 1, called Revenge, as you can see, where a girl who at the time was a maid was found dead by another maid, and then the detectives investigated it, found out it was this guy Alexander. Why am I telling you all this? If you didn't see it, go back and watch it, because this one's obviously going to be a continuation of it. Let's play it in episode 2, Home to Roost. Alright, and it freezes the minute I press play. Alright, there we go. Ba-boom. By the way, I'm playing this like 10 minutes after I played the first episode, so everything's fresh in my mind. Might not be fresh in your mind.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally
Oh, you like that repeat?
important groups. The police who investigate crime, and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders.
Oh, you
These
like
are their
that
stories,
repeat?
their stories.
No. Please, frame, stop. This is annoying. I don't like to hear things 3 times in a row.
Coming, sweetie. Shh. Mommy's here, Noah. Neil? That you? Ah!
Did you see anything when you opened the door? Anybody on the street? A car?
No, nothing at all. At first I thought it was some kind of prank, but then I looked down and saw Neil.
Okay, yeah, that's all the questions for now.
Some prank.
Yeah, well, sounds like he was a real cut-up.
I see what you did there. I found out that the guy I was thinking of was not Ray Curtis. But I found out, I'm thinking all of these people are like legit people in the show. And yeah, I'm talking over the intro, which I kinda don't like to do, but it's just gonna, it's like the same exact intro that the show does, so. But yes, I looked it up and I saw half of them are actual real people, so, you know, I was like, oh, okay, my bad.
What's that, goulash? Get it out of here, Ray, for God's sake.
What's the matter? Doesn't smell too bad to me.
No, it smells too good. Julia's got me on a health food diet. She's got this crazy idea high blood pressure is a bad thing.
Sounds like a real nut. I give it 3 weeks.
The diet or Julia?
Both.
Rogers just dropped off the report on Neil Jensen. Exsanguination.
Poor guy bled to death.
Well, that would explain all the red stuff.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, earlier when it was loading, I said that I thought the episodes were gonna connect just by the way that the last episode ended off. But I like I said, I like how they just made this 2 separate episodes. That, you know, that makes me really happy. Lieutenant Van Buren can supply valuable information about the case. Ask her about the victim's wounds by selecting that topic button.
How many
Victim's
cuts we
wounds.
talking about?
Over a dozen, but most of them are superficial. Victim bled out from a deep laceration to the femoral artery.
Do the wounds match up to the cause of death? I'm gonna say yes. Why would I doubt her? How does it match up? Van Buren reported the cause of death was exsanguination, or death by dying. Van Buren said the cause of death was was anyone's guess. Van Buren reported the cause of death was exsanguination, or fatal loss of blood. Oh god. Or death by. I just reread like the end of the first one. I was like, wait, these two are extermination. Oh, I just read them wrong. I already know what exsanguination means. Lieutenant Van Buren can help reveal more information about Neil Jensen's murder. Ask her about any of these new topics. Time of death, weapon.
What do we
Let's
know
go with
about the weapon? Switchblade, maybe?
Right length, but Roger says it was curved, like a scythe.
The victim was done in by a midget Grim Reaper.
Oh god. Time of death, physical evidence.
Time of death?
4:17 a.m. Apparently, the guy was still alive when his wife found him, but just barely. Blood trail leads down to the curb, then disappears.
Well, at least he got to die at home. When did he get wounded?
Around 2.
Slow bleeder.
We've all got problems.
Did Jensen die instantly of his wounds? No. Oh, look at those stars. They always start out easy, then they get harder, and all I saw was midget vampires. Briscoe says maybe he was attacked by a midget vampire. Please, can I choose this one? Oh my god, I like the sense of humor so far. Report says it took an hour for him to bleed out. Report says it took 2 hours for him to bleed out. Report says he died before his wife found him. Oh my god, I just... Midget vampires!
Anything we can use to ID the perp?
No fingerprints, but it appears some of the blood on Jensen's clothes wasn't his own.
Our victim got in a few good jabs before he went down, huh? What does the lab have to say?
Results aren't back yet. Any minute now.
It's any minute, why'd you come back? Give me the news! Oh, look at that old school
Van Buren.
computer.
Uh-huh. Really? How do they... Uh-huh. Elliptical and nucleated. Got it. Well, let us know if you find out anything else.
So it's disease,
That was
what
the
is
lab.
it?
Elliptical and nucleated?
The red blood cells? Turns out it's not human. It's bird blood.
What
Oh.
kind of bird?
A dead one, I'm guessing.
The victim was stabbed with a pelican.
I like this humor. I like it a lot. Excellent work. Great, you increased your detective rank. Woo!
Hold off a minute, Lenny. I got something here.
What?
The Jensen's nanny. She's waiting to catch a bus, but I don't see it coming yet.
Then let's not waste any time.
Mind if we ask you a few questions?
Alibi, relations with the deceased, Jensen's marriage.
Did you know Neil Jensen very well?
You mean, were we lovers?
That wasn't where I was going.
But since you brought the subject up,
No, he was my employer, that's all. I liked him, though. We had a lot of good talks. He was interested in stuff, you know? Ideas. He was really interested when he found out I was a Wiccan. He liked to ask questions.
This episode. Really, right now? Oh my god. Does this rule her out as a suspect? No. Why can't you rule her out just yet? Haven't had time to check her alibi yet. Nannies are always lying about something. Briscoe said they found a young woman's fingerprints on the body. Curtis believes her. Ba-boom! New topics have been revealed. Alibi, Jensen's married, Wiccan.
Where were you Wednesday morning at 2 a.m.?
In bed. Where else?
Here?
I only work days. I live in Bedford-Stuy. Check with my parents if you don't believe me.
Okay, you don't have to get sassy. Why? Subject said she lived with her parents. It would be easy to confirm her alibi with them. Suspect looks honest. She has no reason to lie. No one said Bed-Stuy would lie about their whereabouts. Van Buren has already corroborated this story. Subject looks honest. Yeah. I like that picture right there. Jensen's marriage.
How did Mr. and Mrs. Jensen get along? Did they fight?
All married couples fight sometimes, I guess. I don't plan to get married myself.
I used to say that too.
Yeah, I said it a bunch. Yeah, never did me any good.
But not everybody fights in front of the nanny.
Press the topic further? Yes. 5 out of 4 stars. Then why the nanny is cute. Oh my god, I like these options so much. They're amusing. The nanny is being unhelpful and combative. The widow stated her nanny was acting suspicious. Fighting in front of the nanny could be a sign of serious marital tension. I like getting stars. Fighting.
Wicked.
Okay, let's go with
Don't they
Wicked.
sometimes sacrifice animals? Pigeons? Chickens?
No, we in the Wiccan community revere life in all its forms. God, people have such ignorant ideas.
Nice going.
Hey, not every hunch pans out.
You found a red herring.
What did Mr.
Fighting.
and Mrs. Jensen fight about when they fought?
Ah, the usual. Money. I guess he was better at spending it than making it, and new babies cost a lot. He was pretty pissed when she cut off his allowance.
Allowance? How old was he, 12?
Hey, don't tell her I told you that. I want the nice as it is.
Could there be trouble in Jensen's marriage? I'm saying yes. 7 out of 4 stars! Which conclusion is not supported by the nanny's words? There's tension between her and Mrs. Jensen. There's tension between Mr. and Mrs. Jensen. The Jensens fought about the baby. The Jensens fought about money. I'm going with this one. Ba-boom! New straw!
Here's my bus. Gotta run.
We got all we need out of her. Come on, let's talk to the widow.
4 out of 4. 4 out of 4. 12 total. Red herrings found 1. My detective rank has increased.
I'm sorry I wasn't much help to you last night.
We quite understand, Mrs. Jensen. You've been through a terrible shock.
Please call me Ellie. And I apologize again in advance. I'm going to have to cut this short when Noah wakes up at 3:55.
You've got him on a schedule?
It's the other way around. Wait and see. You could set your watch by him.
Okay then. Don't mind me as I go to eat more cookies. Topics. Neil and money, missing personal items, Neil and the nanny, Neil's history. Let's go with
Your
Neil and
husband
money.
was a writer.
Oh, maybe I've read some of his work.
I doubt it. I didn't mean that the way it sounds. You don't by any chance subscribe to the Metamodernist Quarterly.
So your husband wasn't about to become the next John Grisham.
Wasn't that difficult for you? I mean, him not bringing in a regular income?
We got by. I believed in my husband's work, detective, and thankfully my income was sufficient to support both of us comfortably. I'm principal at PS 84.
New topics. Missing personal item. Neil and the nanny, Neil's history. Where was Neil last night?
Anything you can tell me about your husband's background?
He had a poker problem in college when I first knew him. Junior year, I had to cover his student fees because he'd gambled away the money his parents gave him. Of course, that was 15 years ago, but I worried maybe he was falling back into old habits.
Ooh. Neil's spending habits.
Was
Let's
your
go
husband
with
missing anything when you found him? Any valuable personal items?
His wallet,
Was on him. $8 and a MasterCard.
his Rolex.
Did Van Buren ever mention a Rolex found on the body? No. And I'm sorry, like I said, I am eating cookies. Again. Nom 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 nom.
No Rolex on the body.
I gave it to him on our 10-year anniversary. It's engraved. He always wore it.
Okay then.
Your
Sure,
name?
I'll ask that one.
Ada Marie Velasquez.
This may be an indelicate question, but your husband never...
Neil liked to flirt, but he wasn't a cheater.
You're sure?
I know what goes on in my house. I'm sure of that. And I installed a nanny cam to make extra sure.
Oh, whoa.
Do you know where your husband went last night?
I have no idea. He left the house around 9, said he'd be back late, and I shouldn't worry.
But you did.
Of course, but no more than usual. This was par for the course for Neil. When he's working on a new story, he'll go off on research expeditions. Often at strange hours, sometimes for days at a time. And he never talks about it till he has a rough draft on paper. Doesn't want anyone to influence his thought process.
Okay then. Does her statement contradict the time of death? Oh, what did she say? When working, he'll go off on research expedition, often at strange hours, sometimes for days at a time. And he never talks about... Does her statement contradict the time of death? No? Yeah! How do you know? Elle was vague on whether Neil was out late. Elle said Neil left at 2 p.m. and he died at 9. Elle said Neil left at 9 p.m. and he died at 4 a.m. More than enough time to be attacked. Yeah! Okay,
Any
spending
idea
habits.
what Mr. Jensen wasted your money on?
God knows. Like I said, he was very closed-mouthed about his research expeditions.
Do you believe her? I'm gonna say yes. Damn it!
What's that noise?
Our chickens, Henny, Penny, and Maxine. You've never seen chickens in New York?
Well, sure, but they usually come with biscuits and a side of mashed potatoes.
You're behind the times, officers. Urban farming is the wave of the future. Fosters a connection to the earth. Plus, once you've tasted homegrown eggs, those watery factory-produced things just make you gag.
Man, I missed a star.
We heard something about you cutting off your husband's allowance.
No.
Do you believe her? No. Van Buren reported that Neil's wallet was completely empty. Jenny Marie already stated Elle cut off her ex-husband's financials. And Marie already stated Elle cut off her husband's allowance. The nanny said Neil was interested in a divorce.
Who told you that? Ada Marie?
We're not at liberty to divulge.
She's alluding to the fact that I took Neil's name off the savings account last week. I didn't enjoy doing it, but...
Yes?
When Neil was in research mode, he spent money. Well, recklessly. He'd get so caught up in his work, prudence would go out the window. I used to put up with it, but new babies are expensive.
Chicken
One of the
blood.
things we're trying to make sense of here, Ellie, is we found avian blood on your husband's clothes.
Avian?
Bird blood.
I know what the word means. It's just very odd.
That's what we thought.
Maybe your husband slaughtered a chicken for dinner last night?
I don't think so. He doesn't take much of an interest in them, to be honest. They're more my thing. He only helps out when it's something I can't bring myself to do.
Like, kill them. Neil and the chickens.
About those chickens of yours, what do you mean when you say Neil would do the things you couldn't bring yourself to do?
Well, raccoons got one once, and he cleaned up the mess, but that was ages ago. And I made him get rid of Roger last July.
Roger?
A cockerel. He started out as Rebecca.
Oh.
See, keeping hens is perfectly legal in New York City, but it's against the law to keep a rooster.
Makes sense to me.
We raised our brood from chicks. And of course all chicks look alike. They're sexed before they're sold, but the process isn't foolproof. We bought 4 hens.
And one of them turned out to be a rooster.
Right. By the time we found out she was a he, I had grown fond of him. I didn't have the heart to get rid of him myself, so I made Neil do it. But like I said, that was practically a year ago.
Do you know what he did with it?
He took it back to the farm we got it from, in New Jersey. Cora's Cluckers. I can give you their number. They know us there. There goes the alarm.
3:55.
What'd I tell you? Right on schedule.
That is weird. Oh no, I missed the bonus star, and I missed one star to ace. Oh, I missed a red herring or two. Try again for a better score. Whatever. We're gonna keep going.